This is a Brooklyn-bound 2 train. The next stop is
Wall Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Through midnight, July 7th, there will be a 50% discount that you can redeem at notyouradvisor.com/4th, spelled the number 4, then TH. Welcome back. This is Not Your Advisor with NYU Grad on Monday, June 30th. Hope everyone had a great weekend. This rally persists and continues higher. I'll go through today's numbers. There are some things I did want to point out. What's really working well and what's kind of just sitting sideways. But let's cover this. Let's start with breadth. We had a strong breadth day, 1,117 new highs on the NYSE versus 136 new lows, 65% advanced versus 32% declined, 25% below the 50-day, and 43% below the 200-day. We chopped around in a very narrow range up until about 3 o'clock, where we just proceeded to go higher into the close. Taking a quick look at the mega caps and Mag 7, Tesla, Amazon, and Google were negative. Tesla was down 1.8%, Amazon was down 1.7%, and Alphabet Google was down 1.29%. However, you had Apple up 2%. That was the biggest gainer on the Mag 7. You had Meta up 0.6%, Nvidia, Nothing Burger up 0.15%, and Microsoft up 0.3%. If you take a look at the different sectors, technology led the way up 0.8%. Financials were close behind, up 0.75%. Healthcare and communication services and utilities were up about 0.5%. You have consumer defensive right behind, and with industrials up 0.46% and 0.4%. Basic materials up 0.3%. Real estate was up 0.25%. To the downside, your consumer cyclical down 0.7%, and energy down 0.41%. Looking at the NASDAQ companies that are profitable, we actually had 24 that made cash session highs. So that's bullish. And I'm going to cover some of these names in the paid member section. But out of the 24, some of those names include SoFi, Robinhood, Cisco, Microsoft, Meta, DoorDash, Netflix, and Cheesecake Factory. So all in all, you can't complain if you're on the long side right now. Taking a quick look at the S&P, to the upside, you had Arista Networks up 2.9%, AutoZone 2.9%, Allstate Insurance 2.8%, and Broadcom 2.23%. In the NASDAQ, you had MicroStrategy up 5.3%, which tells me Bitcoin did well, or bounced. AppLovin up 4.8%, Palantir up 4.1%, and the Trade Desk up 3.8%. To the downside, in the S&P, you had Albemarle down 3.5%, Boeing 2.4%, and AES Corp down 2%. In the NASDAQ 100, you had Tesla down 2.25%, ARM Holdings down 2.2%, and Amazon, as I mentioned earlier, down 1.8%. Let's switch over to the macro picture real quick, and I'm going to cover not only the best offended, but also some of these names that are hanging tough.
We can't forget that this is just a small taste of the in-depth analysis that Not Your Advisor provides. They don't just throw numbers at you. They connect the dots, find those hidden trends, and help you understand what's driving the markets.
If you want the full picture, you got to check out the full Not Your Advisor episode.
Don't forget to subscribe to notyouradvisor.com.
And all their premium content. I mean, it's like having a direct line to what's really going on in the market.
It is. It really is. They cut through all the BS and give you the kind of info that you just won't find anywhere else.
Think about this. Investing is all about making decisions that work for you and your goals. You're the one in control.
Not Your Advisor can give you the map, but you choose where you want to go.
And with that empowering thought, we'll sign off. Happy investing.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.